Hi all. Right, about to move on to raid number 4 out of 5 for the day. I'm going to try and speed things up a bit now. Got a couple of comments from Martin that probably, says that you've seen how most things work. Do you really need to zoom in on these charts and whatever? I mean, you've seen them all, so I'll just look at it. I'll do the dice roll. I'm going to start. I'll just do the dice rolls off camera. I mean, I don't see the point in manipulating dice rolls, playing games against yourself. Well, for that matter, I wouldn't do it against somebody else as well, but however. I'll just do dice rolls off the camera and then I'll tell you the result, show you the result, and yeah, not bother zooming in on the charts anymore. We'll obviously check out the cars, events when they come up, and obviously need to see what's going on in this box, and then obviously what's happening up in the sectors. And Mark made this suggestion, and I think it's quite a good idea, just to get some idea of where our targets are. That I should maybe mark the targets. So we've got we've got Biggin Hill. That's just the airfield now. I don't know if Biggin Hill's got Rye there as well. So is that a raid, or has it come up as Rye maybe? Yeah, well, won't it? Yeah. So Biggin Hill must just be the actual airfield, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, because the name's down there, Grant. The name Rye's down there. So yeah, maybe just to mark them at the beginning of the day. I mean, we've only got 2 left just now. Well, in fact, you know what? They're both they're both on Biggin Hill Airfield. And then he says, if I'd maybe marked all 5 of them, and then changed it. So that one's slightly different colour. And then for the actual raid of the day, they would put a slightly different colour one in, just so that you can see. So imagine we were, attacking Tangmere here and ones and industry and whatever. Then have it like that, and then the dark cube. Might have been better if it was a different colour. Well, I think you can differentiate between that, can't you? It's just the first ones I picked up. Yeah, no, might be better if it's a different colour. It does maybe just look a wee bit. Anyway, yeah, I thought that's a good idea. Well, we'll start that off tomorrow, off the next day then. I'll find some other cubes to change it up. Okay, and yeah, no comments on anything that's went wrong. So hopefully all is good as there. Okay, so raid selection deployment. Right, let's bring the aircraft down. Okay, so this is our first attack on Biggin Hill Airfield. We fought 2. Use radar nets 4 and 5. Remember, we've still got 4 damaged. So that'll help out. Oh no, it won't this turn, will it? Because we've got that ultra event. So we're not even going to check for the warning and intelligence. It's going to be very early and accurate. That says rather yuck. Right, so there's our aircraft for the day. Now, I only needed 2 ME-110s, half of the amount of these. Just 3 Dorniers and the other Ju-87. So I think I could have put one of these in the bomber box, it says, according to that. ME-110s to coast escort box if at least one grouping in the bomber box, or to bomber box. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sussed out the whole benefits to all of this. I think I'll just leave them there though. There's only 3 of them. There's 4 bombers. Depending on how many squadrons get up here, we might want these to be hanging about. Yeah, I did mention. I noticed last time I was saying that I think my coast escort guy got knocked out with the raid event or something. And I says, I don't think that matters too much. But if you look at the combat results table, the more grouping that you've got in the combat, the better the result is going to be for you. I think, the further up the rows you're going to be if you've got more grouping. So having these guys involved with the hunters, with the squadrons, isn't necessarily such a bad thing. In fact, it's probably quite a good thing. But anyway, I'm still winning all the the intricacies of how good these things are going to work out for us. Right, so that's all then done. So I'm just going on with the next card. Right, so British detection, but however, we know exactly what it's going to be. Because of the ultra event, it's going to go to very early and accurate, which is the one at the very top. Now, I'll take this away now because it does only affect, as far as I'm aware, it does only affect that time zone, 1400. So we've only got the one raid and 1400. So, yeah, so that's that. So that's that, pretty much done. And then raid rendezvous check, right? And like I said, I'm just going to roll these off camera. Right, we've got a 4. So it's 11 or more grouping are in the raid, and the Luftwaffe is not depleted. So this one's going to get us this time. We've got 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 13 grouping in the raid. So this is a raid rendezvous failure. So we roll a dice again, and these are the results. So again, I'll just roll this off camera. We've got a 3, so just hung on to the reduced side of things. So all our C grouping, yeah, and it doesn't differentiate between what box they're in. It just says all C grouping are reduced. So obviously that's going to take its toll a little bit. 2 ME109s down here that were C's. 1 bomber there. Just the 1 bomber and 1 of the channel, the close escort guys was a C. So each one of them were reduced. So that's the first time I've seen that card, just how it hits you. But if that had been a 6, all the 4 units would have left the raid rather than being reduced. So that's probably worse. I'm guessing. Right, anyway, on to card number 12. Right, so raid response. Okay. Right, so we roll a dice to start with. So we have a 2. And I'll just add up the modifiers here then. So the date target's in sector 11, that's +1, so it's a 3. Target's in airfield, that's a 5. Maybe I should just do this and just come up with a result for you as well. Well, warning is very early, that's going to come out as well, so that's up to a 6, so I'll just do it this last time. And then intelligence is accurate and the raid has at least 1 bomber grouping, that's correct, so that's up to 8. And then intelligence is limited or accurate and the raid has 12 or more grouping, that's another 3. So that's up to 11, and that is that. So the result was 11, and for that what was I'm doing here? No, I'm jumping ahead here. I've not even put the squadrons. I've not even put the squadrons in the pool, have I? Yeah, sorry, I've jumped the gun there. Right, okay. So we're going to build the response, and for the very early, use early as well. So I'll just add all in what I can. Well, I suppose we should. Maybe this is one bit that's worthwhile looking at. So we'll look at the sector map, and I'll just tell you what ones are getting drafted in, and we'll see from there. So we've got 3 from 711. There's only the 1. 2 from 211. We've got 2 there. 2 from 611. So they're all Spitfires. Okay, I'll do a wee randomization there. Right, so I randomized it to the B and the C. Of course, there was an A, B, and a C there. 5. Where are we? 6. Now, it's nothing in London. Right, 2 and... Ooh, this is kind of horrible, isn't it? 2 and 111. We've got 1, 2 and 3 are within. We've got 1. 2 and 5 are within. We've only got 1. The other one's a Blenheim. And 1 and 4 are within. Quite randomised with that. Right, I'm going to take the A Hurricane there. Yeah, that's a lot then. So 3. Oh, and also we need that Spitfire ace as well, remember. Because we did have accurate intelligence. Well, not only accurate intelligence, very early warning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the ace. There's 10 squadrons in the pool. But you can see that's the reason I've done these 2 raids together, because it means that a lot of these guys, I mean, they're not, some of them will come back out, but if we raid this airfield again next turn, there'll be a lot less squadrons lying about there, you would think, anyway. Right, so going back across there and seeing that I had came up with a dice roll, modified dice roll of 11 with my squadrons in the pool. 11 is a low response, and with my 10 squadrons in the pool, 5 of them are coming out. So I'll get 5 of them out. Okay, we managed to grab the Spitfire ace again. So he's gone, and then we've got these to go back. This is 111, 611, 611. So yeah, 611 stayed all intact, and then 1 for 511 is there. Right, so now we've got 5 in the pool. We don't need that dice roll anymore. Our intelligence was accurate. We have 1 more bomber in the bomber box. Use chart A. And number of grouping in the hunt box is 4, and squadrons in the pool is 5. So yes, they're all going to react and respond. Makes sense. Okay, so there we go. Fortunately, we got all Hurricanes, and they're all A's and B's, no C's there, so that could be relevant. Right, that's a stun card 12 then. So card 13, so there's 5 squadrons and 4 groupings, so the grouping is less than the squadron, so we roll dice. We've got a 6 again, that means that guy is going to jump up, isn't it? So the result is greater than the number of XA squadrons. We've got 1 XA squadron, so it moves straight to the bomber box. So I'll just randomise between an A and a B there. So they're all A's and B's. Right, so we've got 1 of the B's. Would that be right? Or the fact that there's 3 A's and 2 B's, should I? I don't know. I don't think it matters, is it? Right. I mean, I probably should take an A though, shouldn't I? And leave 2 A's and 2 B's. Yeah, I'll do that. I mean, it only says that Hurricanes move before Spitfires. I don't think there's any other sort of. I mean, obviously, I think the last time I ended up with 2 C's up here, didn't I? Which did seem a bit odd. But I think that evens it out a bit. 2 A's there, 2 B's, and there's 1 A in there. So it could have an effect, but I don't think it. Like I say, I don't think it goes into the to tie break that down any further. You're just meant to, and most of the playthroughs I noticed, they just picked a random one. You know, didn't even look at the letter, just picked it randomly. So, right. Okay, so that's Hunter Interception done. On with our raid approach event. So I'll show you what we get here. Raid approach as oh dear. British altitude advantage if any of the following apply: very early warning or after September the 11th. Well, we do have very early warning, so I'll just check what this does. Yeah, it gives them a bonus in the hunter attack and squadron attack steps by moving down on the table one row below. So they get a bit of an advantage there. So I'll just leave that. In fact, yeah, I might just leave that card there now, just in case we do forget. Right, okay, so we'll be on to one of these steps now, isn't it? Right, so hunter attack. Okay, right, so our combat value here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. We have 4 grouping, and our dice roll is a high 5. And remember, we also dropped down a row here, so what was it, 4 grouping, and what did I say? 14 strength. Right, okay, it only gets down to column D, row D. However, we then drop down to row E, and then with that horrible 5 result, right, we've got abort, abort, abort. You know what, this doesn't look that bad. So yeah, abort for A, abort for B, and abort for C, so they're all going to abort, which says in-flight reduced. Well, it does reduce them. Oh, wait a minute. There's 2 of them that are reduced already. So they go to white loss. Nah, that is bad then. Right, so these 2 go into the white loss box. Well, they get flipped back to full, but I don't know if it's really that relevant. And that's 2 victory points lost for us. Yeah, not so good. And then the other 2 are also aborting, but they're going into the in-flight box reduced. So yeah, no, it wasn't a great result. Didn't think it was too bad. I suppose I was looking at the British result, which is light loss for their A's, no effect for the B's, and disrupt for their C's. Right, well, they've no C's. Ooh, yeah, that's bad. So, but light loss for their 2 A's, so they go up here. Let's see, 211. We've got quite a gather on them in the light loss box now. And then 411. There's 2 units from 411 in there now. And we'll grab the 2 victory points back again. However, the other 2 with a no effect, I guess, as they're just popping up to the where are we? Full squadron, no effect to bomb box or in flight. Yeah, bomb. So they go up to the bomber box. Right. Well, at least they're not outnumbering us. Okay. Now we've still got to remember that altitude advantage for the squadron attack. But what I think is going to be next. Okay, card 16, raid target event. Right, I better move this out of it now. I'll just put it down beside me though, so I don't forget. So raid target event this time. Squadron turnaround, right. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? Well, yeah, there's 2 units that are going to come back to the map, isn't there? Okay, so basically with that event, you just carry out the squadron turnaround bit again, which is step 20 of Stuka Joe's cards, but you just jump in here with an extra one. So so what are we, rearmed to the sector? So we do have a unit from 111, he's coming out onto the map, and a unit from 711, just got him off. Unit from 711 coming out, so they just get put back on the sector map. Fortunately, I think that's it. There's nothing in the in-flight box, and there was nothing in the land boxes. So yeah, so it was just day 2. So that's fine. Right, get rid of that. Right, on the next card. Right, 17. So squadron interception. So the squadrons are less than the grouping by 1. So it's gonna, well, if you remember, it doesn't target, it targets full units before reduced units. So it's going to target these 3. Now let's just get this clear then. Does that mean all the close escort units just go away? This is a bit I'm not sure about then. I mean, it says on his card, it says if any grouping and the bomber box are not intercepted, move aside an equal number of close escort grouping. Ah, okay. Right, I'm gonna look at this in the rulebook, I think. Yeah, so it discusses it in 8.21, which is close escort support. And I'm sure Joe's got enough information on the card, but let's just go through this. It gives us 3 examples as well. If all grouping in the bomber box are intercepted, then all grouping in the close escort box are also considered intercepted. Well, that wasn't quite the case. We got one. I'm going to zoom out there a bit. We got one that didn't get intercepted, and like I say, it picks the full ones to intercept before the reduced squadron grouping. If any of the grouping and the bomber box, bombers or strafers, are not intercepted, then a matching number of grouping in the close escort box are also considered not intercepted and are not included in the ensuing squadron. For each grouping in the bomber box not intercepted, you must choose one grouping in the close escort box and move it aside, keeping it in the close escort box. It is possible that this will result in none of the grouping in the close escort box being intercepted. So we get to pick one of these, so I suppose we should... on actual fact, we're better picking the one that's reduced, aren't we? It seems to be my choice. It says you must choose one grouping in the close escort box and move it aside. Right, okay. So what happens to the other 2 though? Do they have to be involved? Yeah, that must be the case. So what is the example that gives us the best? 2 squadrons and 4 bombers. Yeah, that's probably... Yeah, the first example says 2 squadrons and 4 bomber grouping are in the bomber box. Well, we've got 3 squadrons and 4 bomber grouping, right? And 3 fighter grouping are in the close escort box, which is what we've actually got. The squadrons intercept 2 of the bomber grouping. The 2 bombers that are not intercepted are moved aside with those 2 bomber grouping, and with those 2 bomber grouping, 2 fighter grouping of your choice in the close escort box are also moved aside. The squadrons intercept and will attack the 2 bombers and 1 close escort fighter that were not moved aside. Yeah. So we do actually, these are in the fight then. These 2 are in the fight as well. It's only whatever we don't intercept, 1 goes with that. Right, okay. Well, that's good to get that one out of the way, hopefully. I'll understand that one better now. Right, I think that's squadron interception done, isn't it? Yeah, so the next card is going to be squadron attack, right? Okay, so roll a dice and add up. So everything that's involved here, now these do stay up in the close escort box, but these do get added to the battle here. So we count up all the numbers. So the strength's going to be, combat total's going to be 2, 4, 5, 10, 5, 10, 17, 21, 24, 27, 30. Oh dear. Right, okay. And we're also dropping down a row. Right, and we'll just roll a dice. Keep it low, Grant. Right, we've got a 3. So we've got a combat total of 30. Number of grouping in the combat. It says number of grouping in combat. Yeah, that's why these make it better now for us, because rather than just having 3, we've got 5, so it moves it along a bit and makes it a bit better for us. So we've got 5 grouping in the combat. Our strength is 30, which takes us down to row G. Unfortunately, we've then got to drop down to row H, and a 3 result there is going to be heavy loss, light loss, disruption. So heavy loss for the A's. This ME110 is a heavy loss, and this Dorney 17 is a heavy loss for the A's. So that was 4 victory points, which is lost there. 1, 2, 3, 4 down to -2. And a light loss for the B's. Oh dear. Oh, that's horrible, isn't it? These are all B's. So light loss, and light loss. And that's our other JU-87 in one of the loss boxes. So that's another 3 points. So 1, 2. Well, the British are on +1 now. After that. Hopefully we get something back at them. Oh no, it's far too far down. You want to stay away from the bottom, bottom 4 rows at least, I think. Because with this for them, we've got no effect for their A's. So, units in bomber box, no effect. This just goes to the in-flight box. And then for the B's, it'd be a disrupt in the bomber box. They go in-flight reduced. So these go in here reduced. Yeah, that was rather brutal. So no losses for them. Kind of savage, wasn't it? And that's it. These 2 did not and were not intercepted, so at least we've got something left. Still to bomb. A strength of 2 though. So okay, that's squadron attack done with. So Carter 19 is going to be our bombardment, which is going to be rather weary. I don't think that close escort, again, this is this sort of area where I don't think he gets to get involved, or does he? No. Units and bomber boats. Units and close escort boats, but man, yeah, he never got involved. Yeah, I don't think he gets to drop down. I think the only time he gets to drop down if no units enter the bomber box to start with, and then they come down to strafe. I think that's how it kind of goes. Oh yeah, sorry, I did miss on this. The very, what is it? All squadrons and close escort fighters leave the raid after combat. Yeah. Bombers and strafers leave or remain depending on the combat result. Yeah, okay. So this guy should have actually left the raid on that step. So now that we're left with that, and we know it's just a bomber. So we've got 2 points to bomb damage, so on the roll of dice. And we've only got a 3, I think we needed more than that. And we're not getting, we've still got the broken clouds, haven't we? So there's a 2 shift to the left. We got a dice result of 3. So we're shifting down to the very first column, which is column 1, and a 3 is no effect, so no damage. Did I do that right? Hang on, no. 2 damage, Grant. Where are we? yeah, my total strength was only 2. So I dropped to 1. Yeah, the die roll, yeah, okay. It was still no effect. Just quick glance there. My strength was only 2, but we had 2 shifts to the left, which we can only shift 1. And my die roll was a 3, which is a no effect. So yeah, I mean, all I've done there is, yeah, I've not really done an awful lot. So these guys come across into the in-flight, the in-flight box, and that's a Sturm car 19, onto car 20, German recovery. So move all group in, so the bombers go back full side up. And then, well, I don't think this matters now. In fact, are we not closing in on the end of the day now? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So these are both going to hit the end of day step. Because there's 2 going plus 3 ahead. And there's, let me move them out the way and let's see. Does it tell you there? Yeah, it says, yeah. Put this on your card, Joe. Put this wee bit, the space here. Sorry, I'm not showing you the card. There's space here for that, I would think. You could probably squeeze it in. It's just that this box gets covered up, and yeah, it probably comes routine that you know exactly what you're doing. But so it says, if insufficient clock time, fighters to air bases reduced. Right. I think why you're putting them reduced is in case you've got you come on the next time slot and you've maybe not selected fighters yet, and you think you've got them available. Well, it means that they are not available. I think because they're reduced. I think. You know what? Maybe that's wrong. Maybe you could still use them, but they're reduced. Or maybe it's impossible for me to be still needing fighters for a raid. I mean, we're not needing any, but just wonder if it's impossible to do that. Because why do they need to be shown reduced? Maybe, I don't know. I just double checked the rule there. It's 11.1 German recovery, and it does say, if insufficient clock time remains to place a fighter group in on the clock, place the group in at its airbase, flip to its reduced side to indicate that it may not participate in a raid for the remainder of the day. So that's obviously why you're doing it. It's just as a, if you might still have the opportunity to maybe put that out as for a raid, and because it's reduced, that should tell you that no, you're not allowed to. Okay, so that was card step 20. So clock check. So we flick this card down. There's no more raids for that time slot. And so we're going to move the time. So we're going to move it to 1600. We do have one more raid planned for 1600. So, and then because we've moved the clock, we move on to card 22. Right, we move the clock 1 turn, 1 space. We have nothing in the rearm box, nothing in the landing box, because we just recently done a squadron turnaround, if you remember. So there's nothing up there. However, we do still have these guys. What is it? Full squadrons to rearm box. So 711 goes to its rearm box, which is up here. I'll just bring the other two. The other 2 were reduced, so they're going to go full side up, but to their land box. So we've got a 211, which is here, and a 311. I mean, we were hoping to have more stuff up there, but that extra squadron turnaround didn't help us as well. So yeah, that wasn't a good raid, was it? The last 2 have been pretty messy. More like how I played my first 2 games, to be honest. So that's card 22. 23 German fighter turnaround. Move all German fighter grouping now in the current clock space to their air bases full side up. Right, well, I can bring these 1600 ones down. However, we've no more raids to be able to put these guys out into the enemy. So, yeah, don't think it was relevant to putting them in the reduced side, but just means I've got to turn them over again. Anyway, so that's that, and then back to this again. Assign fighter group into raids plan for the current time segment. Well, we've already had the opportunity, and we've done that as well. So then we go back to step 9. So that's that. There we go. So yeah, that did go a bit quicker there. As long as I don't rabbit on too much more. We're only at 36 minutes on that, and that was a full raid. So yeah, that's more. Should be able to break it down to 30 minutes. We could probably do it quicker than that as well, but that's fine. I want to be able to take my time, make sure we're doing things right and whatever. Okay, so show you a quick look at the sector there. Well, we're going to be attacking Biggin Hill again. We're not going to have that ultra in effect, so we are going to have to roll for warning and intelligence. So hopefully get a bit. I mean, that's what really kind of messed us up there, I think. Okay, right, but I'll cut this for now. I might as well cut them into raids, I think. I think it probably makes sense, unless I start getting them down to 20 minutes, which, I don't know, like that might be asking a bit too much. Okay, I'll be back soon. Cheers.